Good, y'all? Recording this at 7:21 p.m. What's up, y'all? I'll talk about like playboi Carti and Lil Uzi Vert. But playboi Carti, he dropped his album I Am Music. I think another one on the way, Baby Boy, which is supposed to be the preview, not the which was previewed before as like Narcissist, back in 22, but it got delayed. So you shouldn't have to wait every 4 years to drop an album. I think before he tweaks it, but he was about to drop it. Because that was after like 2 years after, dropping Whole Lotta Red. Back in 2020, you know what I'm saying? Because he already had an album. He had all the songs. I listened to it, the leaks of the freaking on the Narcissist. He had a song like Medusa, plenty songs, but and Killers and all type of stuff. Now he was actually supposed to been drop I Am Music since 2023, but flopped a fucking again. So he was supposed to been drop an album. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's saying that he's lazy or this or... I think he does a lot of marketing thing where it's like he's mysterious, he don't be out like that. But I think it's a marketing strategy mixed with a confusion of him trying to drop the albums, but he can't because it got to get cleared. It gets leaked, and then he's signed under like I think Interscope Records. You know what I'm saying? So it comes across as he's doing it, so he has to kind of tweaked out. Every kind of artist have their own way of marketing. You know what I'm saying? They have their own way of fucking marketing, bro. Like playboi Carti plays mysterious, so he teases people. But I think when he teases people, he actually has the music. It just has to get cleared. People try to leak it and all a bunch of bullshit. So they gotta push back on that motherfucker. He already has all the songs. I listened to hundreds of songs with this guy Carti. As far as Uzi Vert, you know what I'm saying? The Uzi Vertical. You know what I'm saying? He I don't know. He says he's gonna drop an album, but he doesn't drop it. When he drops it, it's not like the original version. Carti too, when he drops it, he remakes his songs. But it's okay, but it's like when Uzi Vert is what the hell? What the hell? Because I remember he dropped Pink Tape back in 2023. I'm like, what the hell is this? It's alright. I like the song X2. I like the song X2. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, I don't know how to say it. I'm trying to rap it. I like that song. You know what I'm saying? I like X2. That song is cool. There's another one. I gotta go back through the sound, the track list. X2. But that's not the song. The album Pink Tape, it was not even original to the other version of the leaks. It's different. When Uzi Vert drops an album, it just sounds different than the original version. But with Carti, it sounds kind of the same art piece. You know what I'm saying? But Uzi Vert is what the heck? It's not trash because Uzi could rap, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it sounds different. It's almost like a disappointment. I feel I don't know. I think Lil Uzi Vert is going through label issues, so it kind of left him discouraged. As far as Carti, he has label issues, so he keeps experimenting. That's why he's going up. And you see Lil Uzi Vert, he's kind of stagnant. It almost feels like he's flopped, but he's probably not going to flop. But still, that's why. I don't want to compare the two because they both good. But I think they're both going through label issues. You know what I'm saying? And all types of crap. With playboi Carti, he's able to experiment with his music and still drop. With Uzi Vert, he doesn't have like a calculated marketing strategy. He just drops. He doesn't like tease. He may cheese, but he doesn't do it like Carti, where it's like they wait a date or they cheese or they show up. He doesn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like Carti, you know, Carti, he teases, he does these marketing strategies. He's always, you know, doing these things that preserves his music. I don't know if Lil Uzi Vert does that. I mean, Lil Uzi Vert, he does his little vlogs. I mean, interviews with people. He's cool. He goes to the stream, but as far as his music, he doesn't preserve his music. But Carti, he does everything to preserve his music. He will drop leaks or whatever. I mean, it'll be released. He will play something, and then he has opium. You know what I'm saying? He has his thing. Everything's about his music and his label. It signifies something. As far as Uzi, he's always changing his style constantly. He's always changing his hair. You see it all the time. You know, I feel like Uzi, he has to find his style. And with Carti, he's been doing a goth thing since 2020, the vampire, and it's been working. You know what I'm saying? Even though I prefer like the Pierre Bourne version, the dialect version of him. You know, the Untitled one was great too, Untitled version. I prefer the Pierre Bourne because it was more chill, mellow, you know what I'm saying? You know, simple, organic. But this goth shit is working for him. I feel like Lil Uzi Vert, he's always changing around, so that's why. And he has been discouraged because, you know, labels. He had gotten like in an issue with like his label because of people he like messed around with or whatever type behind the scenes stuff that happened. So kind of looking, well, as far as Carti, he's just experimenting. He teases, he preserves his music no matter what. Despite him not dropping at all, he's able to preserve it. As far as Uzi, he doesn't do it. But somehow Uzi still is able to keep the fan base because, you know, he's been on. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I don't know why. That's why Carti, he keeps on going. He teases and he drops. Now he's been dropping back to back for the past month, since 2025. Like, people say Carti don't drop, but he's been dropping. Damn, bro, he flies. He's been dropping for the past years. It's just that his shit got leaked. Lil Uzi Vert, he dropped like his album, I forgot the tape in 2022. Then he dropped Eternal with Take 2 in 2023. Like, why you wait till 2025? Like, why you drop Eternal Take 2 until 2025? You should have been dropped Eternal 2023 almost at least 2 to 3 years after Eternal with Take 1 or Volume 1. I feel like Lil Uzi Vert, he, of course, he takes himself serious, but he doesn't take his music serious. He takes his style of music because he always dresses around and all that. You be seeing him at Rolling Loud or these shows or whatever, interviews or whatever. But he doesn't take his music serious. As far as Carti's always doing this. Even despite he can't drop, he's always preserving his career. That's why it's working for him. And he has a record label. Lil Uzi Vert had a record label, but it wasn't like registered as like a full record label. He had an artist called Desto Dub, you know. But surprisingly, she was shot and killed in 2022. I kind of listened to her. She was doing her thing, you know what I'm saying? She could have went up. She's from, like, I think Memphis. You know, Memphis is crazy. But because her dad was a part of, you know, Dolph's, you know what I'm saying? You know, murder plot and all that shit. So I guess that was for revenge or whatever the fuck case is. I don't know. And yeah, and she was just killed. But I think he had another artist, but he didn't really take it serious. As far as like Carti, you know, he grows his artists. You know what I'm saying? He's been cool with Ken Carson. He's been cool with Homicide Gang. You know, Michi and Bino. And then at Distro Lonely, I guess he was like, he DM'd Lonely, hey, come sign to us, man. Come sign to Opium. You know what I'm saying? He got signed. You know what I'm saying? You know, Carti was smart with it. I don't think Carti gave them a big amount. I think Carti, he signs the people first before he, like, gives an amount. Like, he gave, like, Homicide Gang, like, 30 racks. Because usually, like, a big label, record label, would give you, like, 100, like, racks. You know, or $500,000, whatever the fuck they give you. But Carti, he, like, gives them a little money. Kind of grows with them. And then, boom. You know what I'm saying? Compared to a fucking record label who sees you randomly and decides to want to just sign you out of nowhere just because. Carti, he grows his artists, he knows them, so it's like it's easy. It's not that he's just signing anybody. And he signed like his cousin Apollo Red. If y'all seen him, you know, I it's funny how that was his cousin, because I listened to Apollo Red 1 last year. You know what I'm saying? He had a song called YVO, you know, Shooter or whatever. Yeah, so Carti's kind of smart with it, you know what I'm saying? He did try to sign Spaz, I heard, but, you know, that didn't go well. You know, Spaz said, hell nah. I guess Spaz wanted to do his own thing, but, you know, Spaz, he's a height right now, but... So, I was just listening to Spaz, like, not too long ago, but, Carti, he's smart. Compared to, like, all these other record labels that these artists make, or these top labels, they don't really do shit. They just put money to you and they just gamble you. You know what I'm saying? As far as Carti, as like a record label, as an artist, because it's technically a small record label, because it's not Interscope, it's not whatever these record labels called, it's not RBC, it's not Rock Nation. All those top record label companies. He was able to like still be successful, and it's lucrative for all his people that he signed. You know what I'm saying? And they all doing their thing. They're not struggling. But these other like record labels and these artists made record labels, their artists is struggling. You know what I'm saying? But Opium, Carti's, he's not struggling. None of them are really struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like Sovego, he was signed under Cactus Jack Records, which is Travis Scott's record label. And Sovego is not even dropping. Like it's a complication there. You know, we can probably argue that Travis Scott is a little, you know, bigger than Carti, but it's not even about that. It's about being smart, like being calculated, having a marketing strategy. And Carti, he's smart with it, you know, because I've never seen any other artist-owned record label do that great. And I see Opium, Carti, they doing alright. I mean, I'm not saying alright, they doing good. You know what I'm saying? They rocking the shows. You know what I'm saying? They dropping their albums, and yeah. I think all of them just got signed. You know? As far as like any other artist, especially Lil Uzi Vert, he didn't really take it so serious. I don't know what went on behind the closed doors. I don't want to assume anything. He had an artist, but they didn't take serious. You have YSL Records, you know, Young Thug. You know, he has Young KO, Nine Vicious, and these other ones, Lil Got It, Lil Keed, but it's like they don't take it serious. Carti, he takes it serious. They all align, like, hey, we're going to do this, y'all drop it. When they all drop music, they all promote it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's 4PF Records, Lil Baby. As far as, like, Carti, they all in sync. Like, when they all make music, they all promote it. I see it on their Instagram. Or if they have Twitter. You know what I'm saying? They all promote it. As far as these other record labels and these rapper-owned record labels, they never do that shit. They just be like, oh shit, I'm signed to this artist. They artists gotta say that shit. I'm signed to this record label. Carti, he promotes his artists. You know what I'm saying? They promote themselves. They self-promote. And they all connected. I see it all the time. As far as these other rapper-owned record labels, they don't do that shit. I don't see Young Thug promoting, Nine Vicious or Young KO or Lil Baby promoting, Baby Kia and all these people that they're so signed. They don't give a fuck. Well, Carti, he does that. That's why it's working. He's in sync. Louis Vert, he could be there where Carti's at, but if he's like, if he does it the right way, but I don't think he takes it serious. I don't think he takes it serious, you know what I'm saying? I don't think Lil Uzi Vert takes it serious. I don't know if he's dealing with record label issues, you know what I'm saying? But Lil Uzi Vert said in the song that what is his song called? It was in Whole Lotta Red. Damn, my memory. He sang the song that he tried to sign Trippy before they knew Trippy, but the label had tried to play him. You know what I'm saying? Even with Carti going through label, complications, he's still able to, play around and still have his way. As far as these other artists, they don't really care. You know what I'm saying? They don't really give a fuck. That's why Carti, he's on his shit right now. With Opium, it's working. People can say it's trash, or whatever the case is, but it's working. Lizzie Vert and all these other folks. No, I fuck with Uzi, but they don't take it serious. It's even their record labels, they don't take it serious. I don't know what's going on, but Carti, he's serious. When they drop something, they all drop. They all promote it. Hey, bro, this is our record label. Drop this. I don't see any, rapper-owned record labels doing that shit. They don't do it. I think it's because Carti, kind of knew these people. He knew, the people, I think he kind of knew these people. He was able to grow with them. So it's personal. As far as these rappers who sign these artists, it was kind of with word of mouth. So they don't really know the artists like that. You know what I'm saying? Because every time I hear the interview with Homicide Gang, Destroy Lonely, or King Carson, they always talk about hanging out or whatever the fuck they doing. But these other artists, they just signed them and there's really nothing to be said or whatever. I feel like Carti grows with his artists, you know what I'm saying? It's that's why it's working. And I don't see them falling off anytime soon unless they want to, unless they stop. But I'm done with this, but it's working. These other rapper-owned record labels, especially the Uzi Vert's record label that was kind of unregistered, he didn't really take it so serious from what I saw. As far as Carti, Opium is all working, you know what I'm saying? It's working. So when they all drop, they drop. So when Carti drops, they gonna drop. They gonna promote it. You know what I'm saying? But these other record labels, they don't really promote their artists like that. They sign them, hey, look at me. But I don't see the synchronization. I don't see the team. Carti has a team. You know what I'm saying? They're always popping out. We're just waiting on Homicide Gang's new album. We're waiting on Destroy Lonely's new album. King Carson already dropped an album. You know what I'm saying? We're just waiting on, Destroy Lonely's new album and Homicide Gang's new album. And yeah. You know what I'm saying? They've been teasing it. You know what I'm saying? So it's been working. Even though Homicide Gang is one of the smallest ones, but they doing it. They doing their shit compared to these other ones who are sort of bigger or whatever. Because he signed to Opium. You know what I'm saying? I think they knew when it's YVL, and now they got Apollo Red 1. He's next. You know, which is Carti's cousin, you know what I'm saying? Literally blood cousin. You know, he's next. You know, I'm pretty sure he was always around Carti. He's just YVL. You know what I'm saying? Which is Carti's connect or whatever the hell do you call it. You know. He was like almost under their wing. I don't want to say under their wing, but they always like was connected with each other. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's working. Now we're going to see what happens with Apollo Red 1, you know? So, yeah.